Hello, folks. It's Fandango Friday, and before we launched Fandango Friday, we were talking about crawfish. And I noticed when I go to crawfish boils in Louisiana, which it's over now because once June arrives, when June arrives, the crawfish get hard. The shells get so hard you can't, it's like a battle. So,
Yeah, that exoskeleton
but
gets
from
thick.
January, yeah, but from January to May, they're soft and you can, but the males have the big claws, and a lot of people at the crawfish boil, they just throw them out. They'll eat the tail, but I've broken the claws, and there's white meat. There's meat inside those claws.
Well, I know one thing's for sure. The males are more laid back than the females. The females in crawfish and crabs, they're like savage, like
Yeah,
this.
and in humans, and but
But you could eat. You could literally prepare soft shell crawfish just like you would do crabs. So when they molt, you put them on ice, they die. Then you clean. I mean, what could be in there? You clean maybe a little bit of lung out. And hey, Daryl Messias, greetings, happy Friday. You clean like a little tiny bit of lung, and that's it. You can do the egg, the flour, and you could fry as big as they'll get, and eat the whole thing. But nobody tries it. I mean, nobody thinks of it. Soft shell crabs.
I think if you went to a crawfish boil, you would eat those claws and get all the meat out of it.
Yeah, it's tedious.
I mean, they'll break. You can snap them like, and then you just there's the meat. But yeah, and the tail has the real thick lobster type meat.
Yes, yes, yeah. But now their exoskeleton is really durable and hard, and they're. You mean if you try to twist it, you can actually feel how tough they are?
Oh yeah, you can't. It's almost impossible to peel them. It's like a real pain.
Now, you think the heads would make good stock for soup?
I don't know. They sell heads here. People buy the bags with the hollow heads, and they stuff them with stuffing, and then they take the tail meat and they make a stew called crawfish bisque. So
Oh, really?
the heads are stuffed with like a bread stuffing.
Well, I know fish heads have cheeks. There's meat in the cheeks, and then a lot of cultures, many cultures make soup stock out of the head.
Yeah, you could probably do that. Yeah, you could probably do. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to launch
Okay.
Fandango Friday, and
Lunch.
James P. Madonna is going to launch us now.
And we're off. It is Fandango Friday once again, and we are here. Now the fish heads. Wait, went from the fish head. Oh, shrimp. This after you clean your shrimp and you have the shrimp head and that makes a good stock. I hear for soup.
I'm in Louisiana with Louisiana Beer Reviews, and James P. Madonna is in New Jersey with Progressive Discussions. When my parents would peel crabs and crawfish, they would eat the fat out of the yellowish orange fat out of the crabs and
Yeah,
crawfish.
yeah. They called it in Maryland. They called it the mustard. It's really just like a lobster. It's part of the male formula. Let's put it that way. And the crabs, the blue crabs, have yellow inside the belly, the male, and lobsters have their white stuff. And hey, Ronald Sutton, how are you? Oh, I got some ground grass-fed, farm-raised ground venison in the freezer, and but tonight I'm going to make a giant black Angus hamburger with a Japanese sweet potato. But anyway, I digress into the world of seafood. So Ronald's going to shake up his rattlesnake tail.
I wasn't trying to rush it. I just showing you. I got the party bucket, 99 brands, but I don't have any more of these brands. And James P. Madonna said I should keep the party bucket and bring new liqueurs in and shake it up. And
yeah, well, the 99 peasants is for peasants.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
It's peasant liqueur. It's cheap. 99 cent. The whole, you know, banana flavored and root beer and this. It's crap. Hey,
but it's natural flavoring. All right.
Natural.
Now, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna reach in. Here's what I got. 99 brands, not bad. All right.
It's all right.
Oh well, I'm wasting away again in
Margaritaville. Gold tequila. You've been picking a lot of tequilas out of that.
No, I got to change my name tonight. I'm not Louisiana Liqueurs tonight. I'm Louisiana Liquor Reviews tonight.
You're Ronald. You're Pancho Ronald Villa.
Well, what can I say? These bottles were like 69 cents. So
wow.
I've got the list over here of how much they were. It wasn't much.
Yeah, but that's fantastic. I mean,
I have the list right here. Let's see, where is it?
Just think of the variety. If every time you went to the store, you got like a couple of airline bottles, just think of the enormous variety you'll end up with in there.
Right. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. The receipts, it was like literally the most I paid for any of these was 99 cents. It was ranged from 69 cents to 99, and I got 20 bottles. So I can't really say much negative about it.
Yeah.
Hold on. We put the party bucket back up.
Well, I wish, put it back. I wish I had the variety option that you have in Southern Louisiana, but I don't.
I know. I wish you did.
It's not. I don't blame. Well, you can't blame the liquor companies. You have to blame the knucklehead that manages the store. I mean, if he said, "Oh, we're getting the same stuff in all the time," you know what? Maybe I should order a big variety.
Order something different.
Right. It's like saying, like with the rum. He's got. Once in a blue moon, he's got the smallest bottle of Bacardi Black. Well, doesn't he ever think that, well, since it's reasonably priced, let me get the big bottle of Bacardi Black? Well, he doesn't do that. He's something, I don't know what he is. He's a Spanish guy. He's just, he's friendly and everything, but all of them are like that. All the liquor stores in my region, they order what they feel like ordering, whatever that means. But anyway,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just the way it is. It's so I'm going to try my luck at Drizzly. I found a store that only has like a $20 or $22 minimum, which is not bad, considering the other ones have a $30 minimum. So I'll do my best to try to find new products because I hate rehashing the
Yeah.
same product twice. You know, and
Yeah.
you're in a cornucopia of diverse
That's
liquors.
true.
Yeah. So anyway, you have Margaritaville Golden
Tequila.
tequila, and I have Jean Pierre, Bart Robinson, and Ronald Sutton, and I have never had it before, but I have Chivas Regal Extra 13, number
I've
13,
never had it either.
which I am assuming is a blended Scotch whiskey that aged for 13 years. But let me put
You're right.
let me put the link there, and let me just take a peek.
It's from Chivas. Yeah.
Yeah, blended Scotch whiskey, intense, extra rich, selectively matured in Oloroso sherry casks. With an O, Oloroso sherry casks, Chivas Extra 13 sherry cask blended Scotch whiskey is an extra special whiskey. Oh, that's good. This provides an intense, rich, and wonderfully drinkable blend.
Well, wait. We're gonna do the screen share that way everybody can see it.
Okay, all right.
All right. So I'm gonna go to mine first, and we'll probably have some other people joining us tonight. I saw them asking on a private hangout, "Hey, who's doing hangouts?" And I was like, "Well, we're doing one." All right. It's not that hard to get a liquor, or I'm pretty sure. All right. Ham. Okay.
Hams. I had some great smoked Black Forest ham at my sister's house from the Polish market. Man, that was good.
Now here is Margarita. That does sound good. Here is Margaritaville Gold Tequila made with blue agave, hand harvested in Jalisco, Mexico. Now we all know Margaritaville is a company started by Jimmy Buffett from Mobile, Alabama. He made a big career in music, but then he parlayed the music career into restaurants and liquor brands and a beer brand. So, well, but he doesn't own his own distillery. He doesn't own his own brewery. So what does he do? You know what he does. He contracts with people. And the people who make this is Gonzalez and Gonzalez of Jalisco, Mexico. It's a family-owned distillery in Jalisco, Mexico. It says imported and bottled by Margaritaville Import Company of Louisville, Kentucky. 40% alcohol. And it says Margaritaville.com, toll-free number 1-866-SAZERAC.
That Mr. Goldring wants to take over the universe. He's like Ming. He's like Ming the Merciless on the Flash Gordon. Yeah, what's the crab?
1-866-SAZERAC. What?
1-866.
All right. Well, whatever you say. All right. Well, anyway, so that's who he's in cahoots with. And
yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if others do the same thing, contract out. I bet Ron DeJeremy doesn't own the distillery in Costa Rica.
No, they all contract out because it's a lot cheaper than buying your own facilities. All right. Anyway, I know Gonzalez is a good company. And when I talked to Sazerac on the telephone, the guy told me, he said, we have all our tequila made by them. He said, because they do a great job and it always tastes good. So I said, well, I guess you can't complain, Anyway, it's gold. Uniform alcohol eggs. I've never had this in my life, but I see it everywhere. Let's look at the screen share on the website. There was a Margaritaville restaurant in New Orleans, but it didn't make it. I went to it. I thought it was pretty good, but it didn't. It went out of business.
Yeah. Was it you that told me the Acme Oyster House is a tourist trap?
In the French Quarter. If you go out to the neighborhoods outside of the city where just neighborhood people live and no tourists go, it's a pretty good place, the Acme Oyster House there, because they can't charge exorbitant prices and then give you a little tiny plate of food.
Because the locals won't go if they did that.
They won't go, and there's not going to be any tourist support out 10 miles from the French Quarter, you know. All right, so here's the screen share. Gold Tequila. I don't know if you can see this. It says premium and smooth Margaritaville Gold Tequila is perfect to sip on, which I'm going to do, or mix into any drink, which I'm not going to do. A rich and fruity flavor is preceded by a woody nose with hints of pear, apple, and prune. Pear, apple, and prune.
Wow.
This authentic product of Mexico is made with the finest blue agave. And here's the tasting notes. Rich flavor with fruity, woody nose and hints of pear, apple, and prune. I said that again. Green grass character and a slight nod of black pepper. Seems hard to believe, actually. It's available in 50 milliliter bottles, which is what I have, up to the big jug bottles, and it's 80 proof. And also they make a silver tequila, as you can see. And then they also make rum, which we'll look at real quickly. I should say they don't make it. They have it in them. They also have in their portfolio a spice rum, a silver rum, and a dark rum, which I'd be even more curious to try. And I'm sure, in a coconut flavored rum. Okay. So I'm sure Jimmy Buffett is wasting away in cash money bill, you know. But anyway, Whiskey Scout, I see you down there. I'm going to add you. I'm sorry, I didn't see it when I was doing the screen share.
He's laughing and slurring his speech all the way to the bank.
Now, before I taste my tequila, what are you going to bring tonight, Whiskey Scout from Kansas?
Wicked Pickle.
Wow.
Spicy pickle flavored whiskey. It's 35% ABV, 70 proof. One stiff pickle. I don't know anything about it. I've tried it, but I will just leave it at tried it for now. Pick a pickled whiskey for flavor as bold as it is unexpected. A shot of whiskey is nice, but wait until you try it with a little pickle spice. Intense heat with a hint of sour. Try it on the rocks or as a perfectly pickled shot. Okay.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
It's a Weston, Missouri thing, so that's the old McCormick distillery.
McCormick, right? McCormick.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna review mine real fast. I'm not gonna go long. All right. So you can see it's very light gold, almost like a tan or something. All right, which is. These gold tequilas tend to be like that. All right, let's go with the nose. And this is a mixto, just to let y'all know it's a mixto, which means it's at least 51% blue agave, but it might be 49% cane sugar. Yeah. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
The nose, well, it's kind of a low level agave aroma. If you want to say a washed out aroma, yeah, because what do you expect? It is in a way. This bottle will run you about $16 for the regular size, about $16. Okay, $10 for the tequila and $6 for the Jimmy Buffett name. Haha. Taste. Okay. I'll give in to the company. It does have a black pepper taste. They talked about that in the tasting note. There is a black pepper spice. I don't know about all this stuff. They're talking about prunes and pears, you know, and all of these other. That's a little bit overboard in my opinion. But then, of course, I'm not a tequila expert by any stretch of the imagination. What I'm mainly getting is just agave nectar, you know, agave, that was tequila is made of, the pulp, a little black pepper, water, which I like water, and the body's medium and the finish is medium long. It tastes like a regular old mass production and grocery store availability tequila. There's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing off flavored or offensive about it, but there's nothing particularly exciting about it either. But it's fine. For 69 cents a bottle to sample it, yeah, or 79 cents, whatever it was. I can't take issue with that. Now, James P. Madonna is going to show us that I have had, and I like it.
Yeah, the Chivas Regal.
Oh wait, I had the 12. I'm sorry, I had the 12 year. I have not had the 13.
Yeah, me too. I had the 12-year also. It's extra 13.
Yeah, I haven't had
And
that.
it's matured in Oloroso sherry casks, and just want to skip over the violin playing here. It's blended, extra 13 blended, and they mentioned the sherry casks again. Let's see. 13 King Street Emporium in Aberdeen. I guess that's where it's located. Exotic spices, luxury food items from across the globe. I don't know what that means, but I'll continue. But they don't really full-bodied, incomparable taste, but they don't really go into detail about what flavors that they pick up. It says sweet and rich notes, intense flavor with every sip, and they keep mentioning the Oloroso sherry casks. All right, let me pour it and see what's going on here. You know, they don't go into the the kumquats, loquats, prunes or anything like that.
Right.
If it was that pruny, they can call the drink a royal flush. Well, it has, of course, the pleasant smoky aroma that you would find with a high quality, famous Scotch whiskey.
Smoky. Huh?
This is actually quite good. This is pretty good. Yeah, I would say the flavor is intense, like they claim. Very strong bready maltiness with the smokiness and a hint of sweet flavoring, but not sugary like a liqueur or just something that you would get out of a sherry. I do taste something different, and it might have something. It might be associated with the sherry casks.
Oh, I like sherry now.
And sherry is a dessert grape wine, so it's I can imagine why it would add something to a whiskey. I think the whole subject of distilleries borrowing casks from other uh, liquor producing companies is fascinating.
It is.
Seems to be very popular. I know they do it with craft beer, IPAs and such. Yeah, very intense, very full-bodied, pleasantly malty taste with a bit of sherry of something that was made from grape, whether it be a brandy or something of that nature. You can tell that there is a hint of a substance that's not barley, in addition to what they use to make the Scotch. So I like it a lot. Chivas Miscellaneous.
Now, James, this is the one. This is the one I got, and Robert bought it too. This one is aged in Japanese oak called Mizunara. It's a really fascinating product. If you ever see it, buy it. If you can get it for a decent price. Yeah.
It's a specific variety of oak found in Japan only, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Mizunara.
It's fascinating.
And they, when they first came out with this, they only sold it in Japan. But people kept talking about it, so they decided to sell it across the world. And you can still find it, not too easily, but yeah, it's pretty nice. Now, so we're gonna go back to you. So you're
maybe the Japanese whiskeys are mostly aged in that. I don't know.
I hadn't thought about that.
It's possible. Speaking of Japan, what was it? The former prime minister that was assassinated, or the current?
The former.
Former.
Abe.
Oh, former. Okay.
With a homemade gun.
It wasn't even a sophisticated one. It was just a
homemade weapon.
But anyway,
Shinzo Abe. I couldn't think of his name for a moment.
Shinzo Abe.
67 years old.
He was 67.
Mm-hmm.
He must have upset someone, I guess. Maybe.
Yeah, they said the man that shot him said he had a gripe against him.
Welcome to the club. You had a gripe? Everybody has a gripe.
Oh, thank you, Bryce. I was thinking it was 2020. Let me correct that. Well, we'll fix that. Let's see. So 2020.
So there is a brandy-like flavor, a finish, if you want to call it that, along with what you would normally taste with a high-quality whiskey. So I like it. It's intense flavor, very full-bodied, and with the kind of the qualities of a blended Scotch whiskey and a good brandy combined.
Did it cost a fortune? Did it cost a fortune?
The little bottle? No.
Yeah.
No, of course I wouldn't pay a fortune. I mean, I take videos of ridiculously expensive liquors, so like that.
I've seen those videos, yeah.
But yeah, remember the bourbon with the buffalo head on the label, and it was like almost $200. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, things like that. I just take it so we can be amazed.
Yeah, I like to see those videos when you send them to me. All right, now Whiskey Scout, I had to mute you because you had some background noise, but he's going to bring us this pickle whiskey. Oh my goodness.
All right. Is it still got a lot of background noise?
No, it was coming in. I figured it would go away. Yeah.
Well, I lifted my phone up off of the table a little further, so maybe it was feedback from that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Wicked Pickle, like I said, it's a Western Missouri product, which used to be the old McCormick Distillery. It may still be called McCormick Distillery. I don't know what it's called anymore. They do still sell McCormick whiskey, so I would assume it's somewhere along
it is.
It is. But I just got a whiff of it. It's just okay. I have tried this with my aunt once. I don't even remember where I got the bottle or what I paid for it. I can't tell you. But me and my aunt took, which she's only 3 years older than me, so it's like she's my cousin. But we gave it a little sip each, and we were not impressed. It does have little peppers there on the label, along with the pickle. And just in that whiff that come off of it, I got a little bit of a pepper kick along with the pickle. And I've had jalapeno and pickles together in And in a jar, I bought them that way before. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. And I think that's per individual taste. I did have some one time with some cayenne pepper instead of jalapenos in it, and they were chopped up, and it was actually a little better flavor wise. But if you don't make them yourself, you're just subject to whoever did what, and I don't make them. So anyway, enough of that.
Like the Trident. It's got the Neptune's Trident. It's kind of like combining Ronald's George Dickel with the Tabasco in it and Naked J, and just putting them together, so you're getting the flavors of both.
Yeah. No, I've did the George Dickel Tabasco. I've had that a couple of times. I got a bottle downstairs somewhere squirreled away. It's not too bad. Anyway, I'm going to assume this is McCormick's own distillate since it come out of there. Does contain caramel color. It says that on the back. And I'm just going to quit putting off the inevitable.
There's nothing like it.
I'm not particularly fond of it. We'll state that right now. But maybe time has changed my view. We'll see. You definitely get the pickle juice. And it also brings a little bit of that pepper in the background with it.
I like that photo of the barrel.
Yeah, you get the dill. Maybe a little cardamom in there too, along with the dill. And just the general pickling spices. Some are coming through better than others. Okay. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers. I know pickling. I have pickling spices in my cabinet, and there's all kinds of bay leaf. I think there's coriander seed. There's a whole array of spices.
Get a little saltiness. Definitely get all the pickling spice, like I said before. That dill does come through rather well on this. It is got a little spicy element to it. I can't tell you from what it's from. Maybe a bug landed in it. That might have been what was in my thing. I don't know. There was something in there, though, that shouldn't have been. He can't drink more than me anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Let me take another sip. I can't. I've heard of pickle shots where they take good whiskey and they mix with pickle and juice in it, and they do it. I can say I've never recall ever doing that myself. So I assume this would be something along the lines of that. We get the sourness. The whiskey in this is very, very weak flavor-wise. I'm not getting a lot of the barrel contents, the barrel texture. I would be amazed if the whiskey in this spent more than 3 months in a barrel, if that. You're getting more. It's not got the raw corn, so it's not just corn liquor in this. There's a little, but here again, what I think is probably the rye coming through, that could definitely be influenced by the spice and the dill pickles, because the dill flavoring I get in it, because that's often a flavor you get associated with rye. But to me, it's a corn rye whiskey, very low on the age stated, not very good at all. And it's almost as if they're using this pickle stuff to try to cover it all up. Maybe they had some barrels that didn't agree with what they were producing, and they decided to add pickle juice and see if they could sell it that way. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm going to be brutally honest. It just is not a very good product. It's just overtly sour, and it doesn't have a lot of redeeming qualities in it. Other than, if you want pickle juice with a little pepper kick to it and a little bit of whiskey line in the background, it may be your thing. It's not my thing. It just isn't. My aunt didn't care for it either. That's why there was only a neck pour gone, and now we just see a little bit more gone. We'll be lucky if I ever didn't even buy this bottle. I'll see if I can give it to somebody. But
I'm sorry to hear that, because
I just don't like it.
I've got a product that I'm going to bring out in a moment that I really like, even though it's strange as heck. All right. Well, now we're going to go to the scoring part. So we're going to go back to the main screen sharing thing situation. Hope you didn't pay too much for that Wicked Pickle. All right. Okay. Let me line people up in the correct position. Anytime you do the blow up, it scrambles the order. It's weird. It's like StreamYard has some glitches to it. Like they'll tell you, you're about to lose your monthly allotment. You only have 12 hours left. Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, right. Yeah, I use 50% of my hours, and they send me an email that says I'm almost gone. I'm almost done with my free hours.
right.
They're trying to get you to go over to the professional to pay for the professional account, whatever.
Right. Your contract expires in 3 days, and you only have 12 hours left.
Yeah, I really don't want 10 people. I don't want 10 people on the panel. That's too much.
No, it gets too hectic. All right, now, so I'll tell you what, sometimes less is more. I watch hangouts with 10, 15 people, and it's like you can't even.
It's insane.
Here is Margaritaville Gold Tequila. You know, it's a weird thing, this product. It's coming from the NOM, which people say NOM, but that's the Numero Original Mexico distillery number 1143. But the thing I noticed about this Margaritaville Gold Tequila, it tastes remarkably identical to this Gold Tequila, Montezuma, which also comes from 1143.
Well, the same nom is produced in the same way at the same distillery, so that would be understandable.
And this Gold Tequila, which also comes from the same Gonzalez and Gonzalez at 1143. And this Gold Tequila, which also comes from the same distillery, 1143. Well, it will make you think certain bad thoughts. And I don't want to entertain those bad thoughts. And you know what those bad thoughts are.
A distillery can produce more than one. It's just the way it is. But that's not a very good distillery.
But you know what the bad thoughts I have are?
No. Enlighten me, please.
Well, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, and I'm not one, but you could start to have the idea in your mind that they're taking the same exact tequila and putting it in different bottles with different labels. But we would hate to think that something like that would be going on, right?
No, I wouldn't hate to think that at all. It's just the fact of business. That's called business.
To trick people to entice people and say, "Ooh, I got to try this one, Montezuma." Ooh.
Right, but when I
change the name on the label to a name somebody likes, and they'll think that it's good.
When I tried this Margaritaville Gold just now, I thought to myself, that tastes strangely familiar. All right, but anyway, so I'm gonna. What the hell?
Here it comes. Ah, bless his heart. The big deal of Naked Jay.
Pickle-flavored vodka. That's a little different.
In honor of Robert the Whiskey Scout.
You don't have to honor me if
This pickle flavored vodka comes from a company which you may have never heard of. It's called Sazerac. And believe it or not, they add food coloring to this to give it that green pickle look.
Oh, I believe it.
Food coloring, but the company assures us it uses natural flavors. And I'm not being sarcastic because honestly, it tastes like those those Cunel barrel flavored pickles you buy, and they're like garlic barrel pickles, and it tastes like garlic. I can believe that they dumped a bunch of garlic in the barrels and just set it closed for a few months. And garlic is such a strong. Woo!
No, I believe it. I like garlic too.
Yeah,
I
I
wish
mean garlic
had more garlic in it.
Yeah, I mean, is it garlic going to cost them a lot of money? Nah. All right.
Yeah, garlic's good for you.
All right. Now, back to the score on the Margaritaville product. I'm going to go back to the banners now, and I'm going to give the score, and then I'm going to do some promos, and then I'm going to shut my mouth. All right, so it's 80 proof, and I like it, even though it tastes a lot like the other three things I showed you. All right, but I'm not really mad because I didn't pay much for them. But anyway, I'm going to give it an 89 out of 100. It's a very good product, even though it's a mixed toe, and that's not really allowed in the respectable world. But it's fine. I knew what I was getting into when I got into it, so I'm not taking issue with it. All right, so now promos. Tomorrow morning at dawn. Show you real fast. I've got some. Oh yeah, this is good stuff here. No mixed dough here. No.
Yeah, I've been using this fermented Japanese black garlic that I get at Trader Joe's. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what I noticed 2 days ago? 2 days ago, Aldi's got their signs up now. They got the signs up.
Oh yeah.
Got the signs up. Now, coming up tomorrow morning at dawn.
Cruzan
Añejo aged rum. Añejo.
But it's aged white rum. It's not the dark. All right. And it's going up against Don Quixote, Don Q rum. So that's going to be a showdown at dawn.
Cristal.
And yeah, Cristal. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for like pina coladas, the frozen tropical rum drinks. But some of them use the dark. I think the Mai Tai might be good.
One more thing. In the mail today, I got home in the mail today. One of my viewers sent me, and this is not all of it, but he sent me some Polish products.
Oh, I've had Perla, not the lager. No, I had Perla before. Yeah, that's a Pilsner, right?
It's an export. I don't know. It's a European lager. And then he sent me this product, which apparently is new.
It says Zerwani. Red lager. Oh, that sounds interesting.
So that's pretty exciting. And so, folks, that's what's coming up. I've said what I had to say. It's a B+, very nice product. The Margaritaville tequila, if I see the big bottle, I will buy it. I got so much back stock right now, though. All right, so now we're going to jump to James. He's going to score and any promos, and he's got some things coming up, and then we'll go to Robert.
You ever notice chimpanzees clap like this? Yeah,
I have noticed that.
Yeah, I noticed that. Anyway, you also notice that flavored hard liquors like flavored whiskey, when they're flavored, they always seem to be lacking in the primary ingredient. You know, like the quality of what it's supposed to be. The primary ingredient is not as good as if you got like an expensive, let's say a bourbon or something. Mozart. I like Mozart. Uh, anyway, for a hold on, I'm getting sabotaged with the old blur. The evil spirits are blurring my camera. Uh, yeah, I like that pickle barrel with those giant crispy garlic dills. For a mixed, a blended whiskey, I'll give this a 95% out of 100. There's just so many out there to try, you know, and
Say it 95, 95.
95. It's not easy to give a score on Scotch whiskey because
So many.
there's just so many. I mean, well, like tequila is pretty much tequila, right? It's like you have tequila that's aged and more expensive. You have tequila that's not aged, but it's all blue agave, right? Same thing, rum and sugar cane. But I think
Yeah.
the Scotch is more complex, and the bourbons are second most complex, but not so it's not easy to grade. But anyway, yeah, I would say 95% out of them. And
Chivas Brothers has been around a little while, since 1801. 1801. Think about that.
and I could find the alcohol content on the bottle or the website. So you know,
Yeah,
80
proof. 80 proof. Yeah, 80 proof. Yeah.
80 proof sounds good. And to the hazy, crazy, lazy days of summer, however that song goes, we have high humidity, but I shouldn't complain too much because I'm sure Ronald has it worse with humidity. so I'll give it 95 should.
Okay. Now, how about any promos?
Other promos, well, I'll be doing my show this Sunday, at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Progressive discussions, open topic show, and that's about it, really. The 20th of July is any Taylor dessert wine on Ronald's show, Wednesday show, and the 27th is any dessert wine.
Right.
20th will be any Taylor dessert wine. 27th is any dessert wine. Falls on a Wednesday, and then of course, God willing, there's Fandango Friday next week if I find something.
Right.
If I find something different, but I have plenty of time to search.
Right. Hey, interesting story. Interesting story.
Yeah.
A lady asked me today about Taylor port wine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was showing her, I was in a grocery store, and I said, it's over there. I was showing, because I know where, stuff is. So it's over there. Oh, yeah. I said, they got Taylor port, and there's Taylor tawny port.
Tawny, which is brownish.
Yeah, she didn't know anything, She says, well, what? She said, well, what is the thing? I said, well, Taylor tawny port is like nutty flavor, like nuts, and then the regular port is sweeter. She said, but everybody's talking about it. That's all she told me. Everybody's talking about it, so I'll buy it. So she picked up the bottle of Taylor port, and I said, hey, I don't know this lady from Adam and Eve. I said, hey, don't drink too much of that stuff. I said, it's 18% alcohol. It'll knock you out. She said, oh, I'm going to only drink one bottle. But, man, you got to watch it. If you pick that up and start guzzling it, it'll just bring you down.
Well, I always tell people to get a bottle of Taylor Marsala and just keep it way in the back of the cabinet because it's excellent when you're sauteing meat, whether it be chicken breast or I'm not I'm for moral reasons I don't support eating veal, but if you have it in the house, if it's on sale, excellent veal marsala, chicken marsala. You slice fresh mushrooms up and you saute it, and it's outstanding for cooking. And then if you want to be like Graham Kerr, the Galloping Gourmet, he used to drink the wine as he was doing his show. So anyway, yeah. So I don't know about
you agree that you agree with me that you gotta be careful with drinking too much of it.
Oh yeah, 18% will sneak right up on you. Sure. I mean, it's like sangria. Sangria is not 18%, but it tastes so damn good that you will end up guzzling it, and it will also sneak up on you. It could be like any of those Polynesian drinks, with the umbrella and the pineapple. Mai Tais, they'll sneak up on you because they really taste pretty good. I feel sad that the first Polynesian restaurant that ever opened up in New Jersey, Chan's Dragon Inn, I heard closed, and I bet it was from the pandemic.
Oh man, is that the one? Is that the one I went to on Route 1, U.S. Highway Route 1?
It's near. It's near there. They got the tiki statues, and there's
the one I went to. The one I went to was on Route 1. I'll find it.
Yeah, it's I think it's Ridgefield Park. It's on Broadway, but it's right near Route 1.
Oh, sorry.
And I was going there since I was a kid. I mean, there was a whole bunch of Polynesian, but it's a landmark. I hate to see a landmark disappear. You go in there, it's dimly lit. It's great to bring a date. Dimly lit. They got the light bulb and the blowfish above the. They got the bamboo, the boots. You sit in a booth with bamboo around you, and they got the blowfish with the light bulb inside. And you hear the ukulele music, tiny bubbles and all that.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna find the restaurant I'm thinking about that I ate at. I'm gonna send it to you, the link.
Okay,
all right.
Sounds good. Tiny bubbles.
All right. I've been playing fetch with the dog. Wait. Okay. Wicked Pickle. Don't like it. I'm going to give it a 70 out of 100.
Oh man,
it just doesn't have enough. It doesn't have an. I want some whiskey in there. I want some whiskey flavor somewhere. I just don't want like vodka or neutral grain spirits mixed with pickle juice, and then you're going to tell me it's a flavored whiskey. And no, I got to have some sort. I got to have some caramel, caramel, whichever you want to pronounce it. I got to have a little bit of some sort of barrel note to it. I want a little vanilla in it, maybe something along those lines. I'm getting nothing but sour dill, little hot spice coming through with it. I mean, I'm just not. The pickle and spices, yes. Outside of the pickle and spices and the dill, and that little hot kick, that's all I'm getting. And I'd like to have more than that. I'd like to have at least a little whiskey flavor in the background. John mentioned the moonshine pickles, and the moonshine pickles were okay. They weren't horrible like this is. But at least I got some of the corn whiskey flavor coming through with the pickles. So that wasn't so non-enjoyable. I mean, I would have probably still only given that about an 85 or an 87 for my palate. But this one is just, if I want to pour rubbing alcohol, neutral grain spirit into not rubbing alcohol, of course, you don't want to drink that. But if I wanted to pour a neutral grain spirit into an empty jar of pickles and drink it, and then maybe a little essence of some sort of pepper extract, yeah, I think I could get the same thing. And it still wouldn't be that good. And that's just where I'm at with this. I mean, I just can't. I can't find any redeeming qualities. And if it was just me, I might say yeah, but my aunt, she's like, no, no more. That's
Do
my
you
dad's
think?
younger sister, and she drinks whiskey too, so she's well versed. My whole dad's side, we all drink whiskey, I think, except for a couple. But she's well aware, well associated with a lot of whiskey flavors, and you're just really not getting that in this.
Do you think? Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that you would come out ahead if you just bought maybe some like inexpensive vodka and took a bunch of garlic barrel pickles and soaked them in the vodka for a year and drink it? Might be better.
The only way I could tell you that is to try it. That's
Yeah.
because we're way out of a realm of what I'm used to drinking and calling whiskey and those kind of sort of things. So maybe I got a jar of pickle. I got 2 jars of pickles in the icebox. I got bread and butter and some dills. When I'm done with one of those, maybe I'll take one of my whiskeys and just play around with it for a day or so and see what I get. But
yeah, it would be an interesting experiment.
I've had problems with McCormick whiskey before. I did a review early on of one of them that come out of McCormick had 2 distilleries, one in western Missouri, then one over on the other side of Leavenworth, Kansas. And it was the same owners, just they're not anymore. But they had a whiskey come out of there, and it was horrible. It was a horrible whiskey. I mean, I can
Wow.
find nothing redeemable about it either. But then again, I've had that Weston straight bourbon whiskey, and for just a basic straight bourbon whiskey, if you were just drinking like a Jack and Coke or something, it would work fine for that. Not really a sipping whiskey, but you're still getting the whiskey character there. You were still getting caramel. You were still getting some. You still getting some of the corn sweetness, some of the vanillas in it, and I can't remember what else. It's been too long since I've had it, but I remember thinking this would work as what they call well bourbons that they serve at bars. But for sipping wise, no, I don't think so. But it wasn't. I have more demands on my palate now than I used to. Other people may find it more appealing.
Yeah, the only McCormick's, the only McCormick's we get around here commonly is McCormick blended whiskey.
Yeah.
And we get McCormick vodka.
Yeah. I've seen the blended whiskey. That five creams, five farms cream, the Irish cream. That actually comes out of Ireland, but it comes through. McCormick has something to do with it because if you read on the back of the bottle, I think it's distributed by them or something. But they have their fingers in that one, and that's a very good product. That's an extremely good.
Yeah, product. My daughter and I, we did a duo review of that McCormick Irish cream. Mm-hmm. We liked it. We really gave it a high score,
Yeah. So, but I'm sorry I can't go any higher on this, and I really don't know what I want to do with this bottle. I might come a point where if nobody wants it and I get tired looking at it, it just goes down the drain. I wouldn't even want to marinate something in it. I mean, that's just. I got better. I use vodka. I buy vodka thinking I'm going to find a good one, and if I'm to be brutally honest, 90% of the vodka I bought goes in a bowl downstairs, and when I'm cleaning my firearms or engine parts or whatever that's greasy, it's used to clean those parts with.
Oh, Robert, that's a terrible story. Hey,
I'll just be it.
If you come back to southeastern Louisiana, you can bring that pickle whiskey. I'll drink it.
I figure I'll keep it next time I'm down that way. If I make it down your way, I'll definitely deliver it. Hey, I didn't tell you. I really ain't got no promos or anything, but when I went down over Memorial Day to Louisiana, we went down and visited. Her brother was in the hospital, and so we went down and visited. A friend of mine, he's kind of quit drinking altogether, so he sent me home with a lot of alcohols he had. And one was a gift his brother got that his brother gave to him. It's Crown Royal. It's a 175-liter Crown Royal with the 2 glasses, unopened, still in the Christmas box. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but maybe someday I'll do something with it. But it came home with me along with several other different.
Hey, I'll do a duo examination with you, but I don't think you'll want to do it, you know. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, look out for those brown recluse spiders over there in Kansas.
Why? We get them?
Brown recluse. You don't have them?
Yeah. No, we have them. They don't bother us. I mean, you don't go playing with them, you're not going to get hurt by them.
Yeah, well, they like to get in the house. I hear. Well, Oklahoma people say they like to get in the house.
Oh, they do in Kansas too. They do in Texas. You see them all through the Midwest. Missouri has them.
The woman's cat like tortures them and tears them into pieces.
Well, they're little. I mean, they're only.
Yeah, they're little.
That's the footprint totally with the legs and all. I mean, the bodies are tiny. You know, with the brown recluse, your skin on your hand is calloused. They can't bite through the calluses on the skin of your hand.
Because
they get on the soft spots, like on the inside of your arms, the backs of your legs, belly area. That's where they can actually bite through enough depth in the skin to actually penetrate. But your hands and your feet, any place that's callous, that's why you can slap a shit out of them. You don't got to worry about it.
They like to hide in boxes.
Yeah, they get in boxes. And if they get bad, I mean, I spray my house. I've always sprayed my house. But if you crawl in a bed or something, they can get between the sheets occasionally or something like that. And you just got to be careful, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're no more of a problem. Copperhead snakes are. We have those too, but you just keep your eyes open. And
yeah. Then you have those brown. They're harmless. So the brown tarantulas.
Oh yeah. Well, they're thicker. There's a few in Kansas. You see a lot more as you go south. We got a few little bitty scorpions too, but you see more scorpions as you go further south. The bigger ones. I don't know. A lot of wolf spiders and garden spiders.
My grandfather was afraid of recluse spiders. He said they would get in his camp down in Grand Isle, Louisiana, and well, he was scared of those things, you know.
Oh, you got monsters in.
Now I don't think. Yeah, where I live, we don't really have the copperheads. Where I live, we have cottonmouth water moccasins. Where I live,
and some rattlesnakes. We got rattlesnakes, but they're more western Kansas. Around here, I've never really seen any. Or all my time, ever since I was a kid that I've lived, which most of my life, the only rattlesnake I ever seen east of I-35 was down in Elk County, and that's the only one I've ever seen. They've all been copperheads, but now you get to where I work, about 15 miles or so west of I-35 and onto the Colorado line from Oklahoma to Nebraska. We get a lot of prairie rattlers out there, and occasionally that Massasauga rattlesnake. They'll see a few of those, but it's mostly all just plain old prairie rattlers.
The western hognose is fascinating.
Yeah,
they won't hurt you.
I have a video on Facebook, or did have, of messing with the hognose out there.
Yeah, they're kind of drama queens, but they have their rear fang, and they eat a lot of toads and frogs, so they don't constrict. They bite and swallow, but their rear fang, but the venom won't hurt a human.
No,
the venom won't really.
No, they'll even, some will play dead on you, some won't. I had one time. I had a little bitty stick and I hit him on the back of the head. He rolled over on his belly and played dead. You could pick him up and he'd hang like he was dead. But some of them don't either. Some of them will puff up and hiss. Their head will flatten out, sort of almost like a cobra, not quite, but sort of. And they're just kind of fun to mess with.
Before we get off the air, last summer, Orangey was over here outside this window, and she kept jumping. The cat kept jumping up in the air and like doing like this. Jumping up in the air and doing like this. And I was like, what are you jumping out about? And I noticed on the ground, he was having a good time playing with a water moccasin.
Oh, gee.
So she would jump, and the water moccasin was going like this. It was like.
Yeah. They
I said, you don't want to lose that game.
no. One time when I was working for when we lived in Louisiana in the 90s, I was working for survey guys. We were cutting line out in the forest. And I was sitting there with my pole. The guy was taking a shot, and I had the prison pole that day, and he was taking a shot with the trans, whatever we called them things. I can't think what we called them now. Anyway, I kept hearing this movement in the brush behind me. Kept hearing it. Finally, I got my walkie. Said, "Take the shot so I can get it moving." He did turn around. There was about a 4-foot long water moccasin. Now, 4-foot long water moccasin don't sound so bad until you realize, and Jay can tell you, he's about as big around as your wrist and your hand. I mean, they just get fat. There's
real fat.
So anyway, I was glad that shot was over with. I took about 3 steps from it and put my prison pole between me and him. Like,
you know who would take care of those snakes? A king snake. They like to eat other snakes, especially poisonous.
One of these days we're on here, I'll send you a photo of a king snake in Kansas eating a rattlesnake. It's rather interesting. The king snake's actually smaller in size than the rattlesnake. It's the most interesting thing I think I've ever seen in my life. It was, I don't know how
one time a friend of mine, I'll tell you this story, about 39 years ago, we were walking by this canal, and a friend of mine said, "Oh, look, a king snake." It was one of the black ones with the yellow spots all around it. So he went into the canal to grab the king snake, but the king snake was wrapped around a huge water moccasin, and the king snake was squeezing it, and then of course the water moccasin took off. But those king snakes are amazing. Like you say, they could be small, but they'll hunt and kill a huge poisonous snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll constrict them and swallow it.
Yeah, the king snake was probably only 3.5 foot long. The rattlesnake was probably 4 foot long. It's probably 6 inches longer than the king snake, and considerably more round than the king snake. And the king snake had about that much of him down. And it looked like when I pulled up and I was on my truck driving to the rig, it looked like 2 ends of a snake. I couldn't see a head. And I was so fascinated, so I pulled over in the headlights, got out and looked again. I was like, holy shit, that's a king snake eating a rattlesnake. It's the most unique thing.
They're different varieties. The Florida king snake, California king snake, and then the Mexico's got one that's jet black, shiny jet black.
That's what we have. That's what this one is.
Yeah.
Now you have the ones with the red, gold, and black rings, right?
Oh, those are coral snakes. Yeah, we have. Well, very southeastern part of the state.
But wait, you have king snakes that have the same color, right?
No, our king snakes are only black. When we lived in Louisiana, I've seen some of the king snakes you're talking about, the ones with the yellow spots, and then there's a banded one too that has black with, I don't know what color bands, but they're thicker bands, and they're not really patterned out too much.
Well, the king has the colors different side by side than the coral. The pattern of the coral, I think it's red and yellow. What's that old saying? Red and yellow kills a fellow. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Red and black. It's okay, Jack. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red on black. It's okay, Jack.
But all our coral snakes up here that I see are small. They're only 18 inches is a long coral snake. Most of them are 12 inches long, maybe. Not much bigger than a garter snake.
I saw a coral snake in Louisiana once, and it was very scary. And I think they're very dangerous.
They're not aggressive snakes, but if you do mess with one and he does bite you, yes, a real coral snake can kill you. But
do you have any lizards in Kansas, like horn?
We got 5-line skinks, 7-line skinks.
Skinks.
Skinks are a type of lizard.
The horned lizard.
No, I've never seen the horned toads here.
Yeah, they eat ants. They're partial to ants.
But I've seen lizards, and we got several other kinds. The green ones with the brown splotches on them.
Oh, the collared mountain boomers.
Where I
whatever.
live, where I live by the Mississippi River, we have anoles and skinks, or what do you call salamanders? They like to go in the wet, dark areas. We have anoles. They're the greens, the chameleons that turn from green to brown.
They have a dewlap. The males have a color, a red dewlap.
Show me your penny. It'll show you its penny.
Yeah, they shake their head and the red flap comes out when they're getting ready to fight.
Yeah, and they do push-ups. Yeah. They you also have a skink, Ronald, that loves to climb trees. It's big. It's green with like a red head. There's you have a lot of lizards in Ohio? Ohio? What kind of lizards do you have in Ohio?
Well, the skinks we have here are black. They have like a blue and red side. All right. Well, anyway, we better get going. So I will be back Wednesday with I know James isn't going to join Natty Daddy, but
Nah.
anyway,
Even the sound of it annoys me.
Yeah, Natty Daddy, I can see that could turn a lot of people off. But next Friday we'll be back with Fandango Friday. So James is going to close out with a musical accompaniment. I want to thank Robert and James for joining. It's really been fun. I enjoy talking to you two guys. So
thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy talking to you.
Thank you. You could say caramel, or you could say caramel. Tomato, potato. Anyway, I think maybe Ronald Sutton has a lot of lizards that he sees in Ohio after he drinks a case of hams. I think that could be.
Yes.
Yeah, the males do push-ups and they bob their head, and the dewlap comes out. Yeah, I saw it in Florida at a fast food place. They were all out, in the sun, and the red dewlap was going bloop, bloop, and they were doing their head bobbing. All right. Anyway, there's no lizards running around Ohio. Is he kidding me? Hey, Tab is here, Mr. Calcium Carbonate. Yeah, he's actually, if he had a daughter, he should name her Tabitha. Get it?
CaCO3.
Yeah.
CaCO3.
Yeah, calcium carbonate, dolomite is rich source, limestone. Yeah,
Dolomites got the magnesium content you add to it. Never mind, I could get on that.
It's the most basic. Is it the most basic form of calcium?
No, limestone's the most basic form. Dolomite's actually a phase of limestone that comes along due to pressure and several changes in mineral composition, mainly the addition of magnesium.
Well, magnesium is a very important mineral to have. It has like about 400 different functions in the body. What did Ronald Sutton say? That the Ohio lizards blow harder than my kazoo?
I don't know.
I can imagine what lizards he's talking about. Wilbur.
My phone's about to die, guys. We need to.
Oh, okay. All right. I gotta go eat and I gotta watch wrestling. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.